Boo! Welcome to the hotspot. My name is Webb, and again, I'm here to talk about the most under fire manager in football today, Erik Ten Hag. And here I am to give you my top five tactical errors made by Erik Ten Hag. Some of them cost us so much, others didn't, but some of them got us boo! Honestly, guys, I booed too from where I was watching the game. I don't know about you, but we'll talk about that and where it ranks among the errors that Erik Ten Hag has made. Starting off with the first one. This one I think is not too grave, but I don't like to say it, so it's my number five. Bruno Fernandez playing on the right. Now, I've seen this happen, especially when Manchester United seem to be leading. Erik Ten Hag loves to push Bruno Fernandes to the right. I saw it against Real Sociedad. We lost that one though by a goal to nil. I saw it against, I think, Wolves. He switches to right in the second half. Same thing against Nottingham Forest when we were coming from behind to beat them. And to be honest, for me, Bruno Fernandes on the right is as good as not there. I don't like it. Of course, the tactics will tell you because of his style, he puts the threat to the opposing weaker side, keeping them there as the our strikers keep lacking and waiting for a ball from him, a smart ball from him. But for me, it kills him. It doesn't make sense for me because what Bruno Fernandes does give us is an edge going forward, a chance to create an assist or even score a goal. When he's playing on the right, I feel like he's not effective because Bruno is not effective when he's restricted. I feel he's the kind of player who wants to be involved in almost everything. He wants to make himself busy, not just a busybody, because at times really his business is seen. But on the right, he dies off. So for me, I don't like that tactic, and I've seen it against Man City. He has done it. He's done it a couple of times against Aston Villa, but Bruno should be playing through the middle, either as a number 10 where he's preferred, or as a number 8 next to the holding midfielder from deeper positions. But I prefer him as a number 10. Tactical error number 4 made by Erik Ten Hag. Marcus Rashford playing every game and every game and every game, and all in the name of we want to get him. This is a tactic for us to get him to believe in himself again, get him playing again. And I'm thinking, Erik, no, no, there is no tactic that will justify you playing a player whose body language spells one thing. I'm tired. I'm not confident. I can't do this. You're forcing me. Marcus Rashford himself is not in his at his best just by himself, not even his football. He, as a person, I don't think he's okay. He's playing in his head most of the time. So is Andre Onana. So I'll keep the two together. So the era of keeping Andre Onana as a starter ahead of Altel Bayindil, denying the boy his chance to debut, and Marcus Rashford starting games even when Anthony Dos Santos should be the obvious starter. Still, Erik Ten Hag is starting Marcus Rashford. That's a tactical error. And the Onana one has cost us games, mostly in the Champions League. For Anthony Martial, has cost us games in the Premier League. So for me, Marcus Rashford starting is such a big error. What on earth was he doing on the pitch ahead of Anthony against Newcastle United? Erik Ten Hag, style up, man. Number 3, tactical error made by Erik Ten Hag. Luke Shaw playing on the left-hand side of centre back against Newcastle when Rafael Varane is on the bench. And then I'll double this with Diogo Dalot starting then on the left. Luke Shaw is in there. Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. No wonder it didn't work. And Erik Ten Hag tried to console himself like certain Manchester United supporters who are saying, we did not concede so many goals because Luke Shaw played well there in the left-hand side of the centre back. We know that Luke Shaw can play there, and that's not the issue. But under what circumstances do we play Luke Shaw on the left-hand side of the centre back and against which team? This guy has been injured for the longest time. You bring him back, he has not yet even convinced us that he's back where he's supposed to be as a left back. And already you're pushing him into the left-hand side of central defense, a place he last played when Maguire was having his worst Maguire days. He's not used to playing there, and you're putting him there against Newcastle, one of the fastest and hottest and most confident teams with the ball in the league. Ten Hag, that was too much tinkering, to be honest. I know you're a Dutch tactician, but I think that was being too tactical. too tactical for no reason. Sometimes, bro, you've got to keep it simple. And it has worked when you've kept it simple. Varane on the bench, keeping Varane on the bench, yet he can come there and play with Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw plays his natural position. You want to see that. The tactic Erik Ten Hag was explaining is that Luke Shaw has just returned from injury and a left back has had to overlap a lot and he didn't want to put that demand on him because he's not at 100%, but they wanted him to run less. So what does it mean? It means Diogo Dalot was going and overlapping more on the left. He's not even confident enough to defend on the left. Later on, you don't expect him to be overlapping. Diogo Dalot overlaps on the right. So it didn't make sense. A bit oxymoron for me. So Ten Hag, again, more confusing tactics. Number 4. We are almost getting to number 1. It will shock you, but I'm sure you won't disagree with me. But number 4 again involves Rafael Varane. Erik Ten Hag's classic example of confusion came in the derby against Manchester City. At Old Trafford, you're playing one of the fastest teams, a very difficult and confusing team to deal with, even when you're having your best players. Guess what he does? Rafael Varane is left on the bench and he plays Victor Lindelof in the central defense. And everyone is thinking, why on earth isn't Rafael Varane playing when he's on the bench? Probably at that time, Erik Ten Hag had started falling out with Rafael Varane, to be honest. But he went in the media and he tried to confuse us, saying that the reason Varane was started on the bench is for tactical. It was tactical because he needed, I think, a player who can from the left, I think, cut in, two players who can cut in, and it didn't make sense. It was too tactical for me to even understand. So, to be honest, don't expect me to explain it to you. I'm not Ten Hag. Find him. What is this, Ten Hag? What is this? There is no tactic that will get you bench your best centre back, your most experienced centre back against the best team in the league. You need any experience you can get in there. You need it on the pitch. Erik, come on, come on. That was you too much tinkering, man. That was too much tinkering. These are the tactical issues. And like I said, nothing against Ten Hag, never calling for his head. I think we should be backing him. But by backing him, we should call him out for his mistakes. Because they say, he who loves you, I think, will tell you the truth straight to your face. So, Erik, because I love you, I'm telling you this, that the worst tactical error you've made, and everyone, the world was in adoration to the almighty Ten Hag and his tactical confusion, was the boo, as if they were choreographed. Manchester United at Old Trafford taking on Brighton, a home debut for Rasmus Højlund. After the hunger of waiting to see Rasmus Højlund at Old Trafford, he comes in, starts. United was struggling against Brighton. They beat us eventually in that game by 3 goals to 1. But just over 60 minutes, when Manchester United were looking like they were pushing to come back into the game, and Rasmus Højlund was causing, it looked like Højlund. I think Højlund was just minutes away from scoring his first goal in the Premier League. But in, I think, about the 64th minute, Erik Ten Hag pulls a shocker. We are trailing 3-1, and guess what? 11 off, number 9 on. Everyone just went up. Boo! I swear, the whole Old Trafford was booing. I was watching that game from a public space at, I think, a country club. And everyone, we all, even myself, I'm guilty as charged. Guilty as charged. I swear, guys, I booed. I can't lie. Who didn't boo? Who does not boo pulling off your only hope for a goal when the game had picked up its tempo? And honestly, Højlund was just about to score. And then guess what? Lazy Anthony Martial is coming on and Rasmus Højlund is coming off. The 12th man, the fans were all put off. The energy was off. And guess what? We lost that game badly at home. And we all went, boo!